It's time once again to go racing.
The pressure is really on now.
And it's pole position.
And it's pedal to the metal. Go, go, go!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the PSGL PC League F2 Season 29, Round 13, here at the US of A. It is the Circuit of the Americas. My name is King Kodiak, and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Just myself in the box tonight. Mr. Aladar is actually in America. Lucky boy. So just myself flying solo in the box. Glad to see a number of you already in the chat. Good to have you along for the ride. Let's have a look at what we are dealing with tonight, shall we? So that is the beautiful Circuit of the Americas, 5.5 kilometers, one of the longest circuits on the calendar, 20 turns for our drivers to have to deal with. And let's not beat around the bush, it's an absolute monster to deal with. This is not for the faint-hearted. We've got a full lobby, I'm really glad to say as well. A lot of stand-ins, unfortunately, but at least we've got 20 cars for me to shout about. Or hopefully we'll have 20 cars. We've got 20 people that have appeared. A couple of them seem to be having a few issues. Let me just quickly run down who has been replaced by who. Let me just bring this list in front of me because it is quite a few. 6 drivers have been replaced. Neon, again, has been replaced in the Red Bull. So both Red Bulls have actually been changed out this time around. So that is by Leo, who is... let me just have a look in the list, see if I can actually find it, Leo. Because I only know the name of Leo. And no, I don't know who that is. We'll find that out as the day goes on. Villacampa in the Ferrari is replaced by Sam Corby. Jeffrey Ritchie in the Haas by Floris Vyers. Glad I get the chance to shout about Floris again. Andreas Dormeyer in the Alpha Tauri is replaced by Luke Smith. Great opportunity to have Luke with us. Christian Sendel in the Alfa Romeo is replaced by Caden Forbes. And Paris Burrell in the second Red Bull is replaced by Jonas. I saw his name just a second ago. Jonas Rutten. I'm sure I'm not getting that name correct, so apologies in advance for that. We're just waiting for the session to get underway. You know the detail by now. 18 minutes of qualifying is ahead of us, and then we will get to this glorious show on the road. So we are just waiting for that to kick off, and then we will be underway. So Sam Bean has been the force at the front all season long. 3 wins under his belt, another 2 podiums, and a smattering of points here, there, and everywhere. He leads by 35 points. Over John Evans and Tom Martinez, both of them joint on 57 points. Sam Bean at the front on 92. Amazing, amazing consistency. Now, last time out at Mexico, unfortunately, my game decided it didn't want to play ball. I was ready to go, but I could not get F1 to play ball. So sadly, I was not able to stream Mexico, but John Evans took home the silverware. He was third when I was last in the box in Suzuka, and he won last time out at Mexico. So really, really glad to see another name up front. I mean, no disrespect to the conqueror that is Sam Bean, but it is nice to see another name on the top. In fairness, we also saw Dylan Warren, who's missed quite a few races, unfortunately, this season, but he was second last time out, and Antoine Desaluski was the third man on the podium. He won in Suzuka, so he did a brilliant job there, and was third last time out. So really looking forward to that. Ah, yes. Okay, if I turn that one on and that one off, we know what this screen means. We are going to qualifying, people. Yes, we are. Now, I make no secret of the fact that because I'm flying solo, I will take a drink every now and then, and I will actually pause to catch my breath. We know what the racing action is like here at PSGL, be it F1, F2 or F13. It's an incredible league to be part of, and I'm very honoured to be in the commentary box for it. So every now and then you will hear me just pause like that. That's because I'm getting some fluid down my neck. Right. Who are we waiting for? Come on, Jack Laverty. Get on with it. Get in. I know you can't do anything about what's going on, or assumedly you can't. Get in. I might be a bit excited. Yeah, I love Kota. It's one of these tracks I actually enjoy driving in sim racing terms. Never been there. One of my regular co-commentators, Justin, who is from... Well, he lives in Texas. I can't remember if he's actually from Texas, but he's been to Kota a couple of times. I'm not jealous. I'm not at all. Oh, we've lost Jack. Hopefully he's able to return to us. Right. What's the weather? Ooh, that's not looking good. Right, see if I can remember how to do the buttons. Well, that's a bad start because I already got them wrong. Who's going to be first out there? Everyone except for Dylan Warren using the soft tyres. Do let me know if everything is working okay. Everything looks like it's fine for my side of the story. I can see someone mentioning driver changes, so I'm assuming I am broadcasting. I'm not just talking to no one. I've done that before. I think I've been well into my stride and realised I haven't actually started the stream. A few other people thinking about the medium tyres. Usually that's an indication of there being fairly dry conditions. Looks good so far. Thank you very much, Darkside Wolf. Oh, excuse me. Right, few people coming out. The Aston Martin was first on the board, so who was that? No, wrong buttons. That's the one I meant to do. It was Antoine de Zalewski that was first out of the blocks, coming out on the soft tyres. Well, that's really cloudy. I mean, you'd be forgiven for thinking that there's already water down, but there isn't. Do let me know what the audio balance is like. It always seems to be my Achilles heel. It looks like my microphone is peaking a bit, so I might have to adjust that. In fact, I'm going to do that now before we get too much underway. It's going to cause the pause box to come up. As long as I just want everything to be right here, of course, for PSGL. Lots of people coming out quite early, which is good to see. So Antoine de Zalewski now with a win under his belt. I say now with a win under his belt. It was a couple of rounds ago, I grant you. I need to make a quick adjustment. There we go. So yeah, it was Japan where Antoine won. It's a shame we really haven't seen him. He's missed a number of rounds. He's also failed to finish, and the two finishes he's had have both been on the podiums. And you've invalidated your outlap. Bravo. That's an impressive feat. So, roughly half the field are out. Mixture of medium runners. Dylan Warren, come on. Dylan Warren is one of our medium runners. I think it might be one of the lead medium runners out there. That would be one of our Red Bull replacements, Eduardo Leo. That is who I refer to as Leo, because that's his Discord name. So, good to see you. Welcome aboard. That's why I didn't find his name, because I was looking for a Leo, and it's Eduardo Leo. Straight back in. Not happy with the medium tyres. Interesting. There's Christian Hausmann out in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, we've got people slowing down in Sector 3. Well, of course we are. John Evans, winner. Last time out in Mexico. Ignore the red on the banner. He's just crossed the line. Let's see how he does on his first time lap then. Up to turn 1. Uphill braking zone, get the car under control, now back downhill, sweeps through 2, uses as much of the curb as you dare, and then the twisties, turns 3 through to 9, is this roller coaster section here, all the downforce working well, bit of a slide there coming through about turn 4, it sounded like it didn't want to grip. So over at turn 10, where Sebastian Vettel's suspension failed 2 years ago now. Turn 11, very crucial turn. There's Flores Fires, the Haas stand-in for this week. Most people have come out. Only Sam Corby, Jack Laverty, I don't think has reappeared, and Eduardo Leo, as we saw, returning to the pits. Heavy on the brakes, down through the gearbox for turn 12. Another absolutely crucial turn to get right. Now some more twisties, turns 13 through to 19 in this section. Well, purple sector 1, that's not exactly a difficult target to hit. And Wanda Zalewski, of course, being the first man out there with a 30.9. Of course, these times are going to come down. Yes, just seeing your message there, Darkside Wolf. You're about right there. If Tom and John are not in the points for this race and Sam gets third, then it is done and dusted. And John Evans gets the new pole time with 30.5. As you can see, time started to come in. So both the Astons currently 1-2. Norberto, I thought Norberto was being replaced this round, but there he is in the Ferrari. Sun beginning to come out as well, which is nice to see. Still that strange sound bug going on. Christian Hausman 4, Dylan Warren 5, Sam McBride in the Mercedes in 6th position. Oh, Luke Smith, good time there. 30.924. About 4 tenths off the top spot. More times coming in. Who else is on a time lap? Our championship leaders just started one in the Williams. So he's just come through turns 1 and 2. I'm not sure I like the colour scheme of the helmet, but each to their own. Let's keep an eye on him. And wow, looks like several people are really understeering coming through turn 4. Cars does not want it well. 4 and 6. Purple sector 1. That's something we've become accustomed to. Yeah, I thought he got a little bit squiggly coming through turn 10, and just that tiny bit too wide. It was by the merest margin as well. Too wide, and that is the lap invalid for Sam Bean. Eduardo Leo is on board. Thank you for the donation there. Will G94. Just hoping for a Caden Forbes valid lap. Well, let's have a look at where is Caden Forbes. He has technically set a valid lap, so 138.9. I think it's fair to say there's improvement to be found. But he has got a valid lap, so your donation has not gone unanswered. Sam Bean, then, as we know, he's already invalidated his lap. John Evans for pole, says the Lord God of PSGL, Mr. George Morgan. Good to see you in the chat. Fair amount of support for Caden Forbes. That's good to see. He hasn't come back out though. Oh, goodness me. Sam giving it plenty of beans on the exit of turn 20 to start another lap. Although, I don't know that you're going to have enough fuel for another lap. Your fuel light's already on. I'm surprised. I don't know why he didn't come in. Is he really pushing? No, not particularly. Curious one. I don't know why Sam didn't come in, but he's gone on anyway. Where's Eduardo? Just about to cross over the line in the Red Bull. The whole second. A 30.685 for the Red Bull. Purple Sector 3. Nicely done. That's Ruben Pedreño. I hadn't realised he was wearing DUX. He's representing Ducks. Quack, quack to you too. Purple Sector 1, so a good effort there for the AlphaTauri. Caden Forbes, go on blood, as said by Andreas98. He's come back out. The Alfa Romeo back on track, looking to improve on 38.9. Ruben Pedreño with a 41.4. I think even I might manage that time. I mean, in fairness, I can only dream of achieving what these guys do in the wet. Those beat my dry times. Purple Sector 2. Now, that looked like he was taking that apex of turn 12 a little bit too much, but hasn't invalidated. Purple Sector 2, so it's looking good for Ruben Pedreño. Slow in Sector 3. That could be, is that Jonas? Nope, wrong Red Bull, so it must be... Where's the other one? Eduardo? No, it wasn't him. Not sure who it was that caused the red flag in Sector 1. Oh, it's third for Pedreño. 30.794. Exactly 2 tenths. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Just over 2 tenths behind the top spot. John Evans still with the pole time. And that was his first lap as well. John Evans meaning business. Sam, at the moment, not with a time on the board. Is Jonas Rutten on a hot lap? Well, it would seem that he is. In the second of the Red Bulls. His teammate, or at least his teammate for this race, up into second, as previously mentioned, with 136.85. Just over a tenth behind John Evans. Quack, quack, Ruben, yep. You're welcome. You use that one to your heart's content. Where is Caden? He's got a fair amount of support on the board. Oh, and that's an invalid down at turn 9 rather. This took the apex a bit too much. And that's his lap dealt with. Here's Jonas Rutten coming through the final turn. What can he get on the board? There seems to be a lot of people gathered around turn 1, and that's 9th for the Red Bull stand-in, a 31.255. Who shall we... Jack Laverty's back with us. Good to see. There he is in the second Williams. Coming down towards 10-11. It's a very easy corner to get wrong, and it's very, very crucial to get that one right because you're on the gas for such a long time. Yellow sector 3, that's someone... Yeah, that's that pack beginning to... That's the Aston Martins together, John Evans and Antoine Desaluski. Sam McBride up to second in the Mercedes, 136.59, 300ths of a second ahead of Eduardo Leo. John Evans out there on another lap, so not resting on his laurels at all. What does Jack get on the board? Through turn 14. Sweeps through 15. One of the Astons is slow, coming through turn 19. Don't know why, because... Who's that that's slow? It's John. What have you done? What have you done? Methinks you've got a problem there, John. Because you've got fuel. What you seem to be missing is kind of... go. I don't know what's going on with John at the moment. Oh, well, there he goes. What he was waiting for, I'm not 100% certain, but John Evans now back underway. Who were we looking at? I've forgotten who we were looking at. Vamos Caden. Yep, a lot of support for Caden Forbes. Now down into 17th position. That's another lap he's gone on, so he's not coming to the pits, doing what Sam Beam was doing earlier. Oh, that's one of the Mercs that is right behind him. That's got to be Sam McBride, because Chanakinchi is in the pits at the moment, yet to move. No one's on a quali ban at the moment, so Sam Bean is back on track as well in the Williams. So Chanakinchi and Sam Corby yet to get a time on the board. What does the ever-popular Caden Forbes get on the board? Oh, that's a McLaren facing the wrong way. That's Joe Hannon that was facing the wrong way. That's not the quickest way around Kota. What does Caden get on the board? It's a 31.4. So just 9 thousandths behind Christian Hausmann, also in the Alfa Romeo. Good effort there, sir. Nicely done. There's our pole sitter, or current pole sitter, coming through 16 to 18. All 3 corners or 3 apexes in that one swoop. Running the fuel tank down to nothing. Into the final turn. Can John improve on an already impressive pole time? 130.5. And it's another 30.5. Slightly better this time at 30.516. Great effort there. What about... That's the wrong car. That's the one I was aiming for. Sam Bean over the line. It's a 30.8. So 3/10 off the top spot. 1 second separating 18 cars. Tom Martinez. Bear in mind that Tom is also joined with John Evans for second in the championship. An improvement there for Tom Martinez. 130.930. Puts him up into 9th place, right behind Sam. And just ahead of Norberto. Well, Chanakinchi and Sam Corby, the only two without a time on the board, have still not left the pit lane. Curious, but that is what they've chosen to do. There is Antoine Desaluski. Valid lap, I don't know how much he's really doing. There's Floris Valles. I don't think he's really pushing. He's done a lap on these tyres. 30.777. Lucky for some. Puts him in 5th place. That's a bit more where we're used to seeing the likes of Floris Valles. Well, well, there's a name in chat I haven't seen for a while. Nicholas Longuet. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you indeed. There's our duck, Mr. Pedreño. 6th position with a 37.94 on a hot lap at the moment, being chased by, I can't quite see, I think that's one of the Williams pair. That must be Tom Martinez. Oh no, could actually be Sam Bean. Could be the other one. Purple Sector 2 for Ruben Pedreño. Can the power of the quack compel you? So, oh, that's a little unfortunate coming out of turn 15. Car not wanting to behave itself. That was one of the Astons getting out of the way. Into turn 19, but penultimate turn. Very easy to get that one wrong using all the pixels of the lines. Way too wide on the exit of the final turn, but jumps up to second anyway. A 30.556. Oh, wow. Most people back into the pits except for Christian Hausmann. Now we're getting into the Banzai phase. The fair point well made there, Carter. What are these lap times? 1, close, and 2, godlike, is how I'll summarise them. And that is what we have seen constantly here at PSGL. I would love to achieve in the dry while these guys achieve in the wet. Luke Smith has come back out as well in the AlphaTauri. 138, 160s him into 7th position. Is he chasing his teammate? Oh, he was. Ruben has, of course, not long set that storming second lap. Second position, I should say. But he's not going to have time to reshoe. And on his mighty way. Well, they might be slow to you, Carter. They certainly aren't slow to me. So we see Luke Smith then coming through. Turn 13. Anyone on a time lap just yet? Not. Well, Christian Hausmann is on a time lap. Let's follow the Alpha through then. Into the Banzai phase then, the last 3 minutes of the session. Through the roller coaster that is at turns 3 through to 10. What can Hausmann do here? No immediate traffic ahead of them. The Mercedes pair are right on top of one another. That's Sam McBride and Chan Akinji. So Chan has come out. Whether he's going to set a lap time or try and tow his teammate along, we will see. Everybody, and that is that's back in the pits for Ruben Pedreño. He knew he couldn't improve, so he has retired his car in the pits. Everybody on the soft tyres now. Sun is very much shining. And gotten rid of all the cloud we were seeing. The only one we haven't seen is Sam Corby, so hopefully he hasn't had a problem. That's purple in Sector 2 for Christian Hausmann. Oh, that is very close again. I thought, actually, as soon as I started saying the sentence, I thought he was actually going to be quicker than that. Sorry, you're wider than that through turn 16 to 18, but on he goes. Oh, that's so close from that external shot. It might look different on board. Christian Hausmann, 131.412 in 15th. What can he do? It's 11th with a 31.037. Well. Improvement is always very hard to find in this particular split, just because the talent is so strong. Let's have a look at Chan Akinji. We haven't seen him all session long. He's coming out for one single run through the twisties then, coming through 8, 9 and 10 now. Well, that's turn 9. Keeping it legal. Turn 10. Onwards. Through 11. On the back straight then, heading down towards turn 12. No slipstream, so a little surprising that Sam's not giving... Well, they're not giving each other a slipstream. But either way, everyone except for Sam Corby's on a time lap. And it's purple again. Every time I look at someone, they seem to set a purple Sector 2. I wonder if the map is trolling me. And the checkered flag is out. The checkered flag is out. So, who is going to be... So we've got one of the McLarens. That's Joe Hannon. So again, that's a substitute driver for tonight. And that's 10th with a 31.001. What are the Mercs going to do? That is second for Chan Akinji at 30.554. And then second again by 0.004 of a second by Sam McBride. New pole! It's Norberto with a 30.491. on the board. Nicely done. Great effort there. People beginning to complete that. Oh, we haven't seen Get Owned all night long. There he is, a 31.093. Sees him in 16th position. Just keeping an eye on the flags as they're popping up. Sam Bean, look at that. 10th position for our championship leader with a 30.8. My goodness me, 4 thousandths behind Luke Smith. Sees him right in the middle of the session. John Evans back up into second. Oh no, sorry, he didn't improve. I beg your pardon, he was already second, wasn't he? But no improvement then for John. Is anyone still on a time lap? I think Luke Smith is here. He's invalidated his lap. Dylan Warren's finished. What about Caden Forbes? I think he's the last one. Oh, he's already done a lap. 31.421 his time. Sees him in 18th position. And Luke is retired. Does Caden finish the lap? Nope. He's in the pits. The grid is how you see it. Wow, wow. Norberto on the front. My goodness. Where is he in the championship? Let's have a quick look. Where are you? No, that's not him. There he is. So he's all the way down in 18th with only 21 points. And he starts this one from pole. What a great effort for the Ferrari. John Evans, second in the championship, along with Tom Martinez. Starts in second position. Sam McBride and Chan Akinci are going to take on row 2. We'll go through the rest of the list when we get back to it. My goodness. So, row 1 is Norberto and John Evans. Row 2, Sam McBride and Chan Akinci. Row 3 is Ruben Pedreño and Eduardo Leo. You got to go down to row 3 before you even get 2/10 off the pole time. Row 4 is Antoine de Zalewski and Floris Valles. Row 5, Luke Smith and Sam Bean. Row 6 is Tom Martinez and Jonas Rutten. Row 7, Joe Hannon and Jack Laverty. Row 8, Christian Hausman and Louis Welch. Row 9, Get Owned and Caden Forbes. And the final row is Dylan Warren. And on the medium tyres, he said his time, but of course he can choose what tyres he runs on. And Sam Corby not setting a lap, with the exception of that back row. Everybody within a second of that top time. Nicely done. Hope everybody is enjoying the stream thus far. But this is, of course, when the action gets hot. Here we're going to have the weather. Do the weather gods smile? Yeah, they do. That looks bone dry and burning hot for our drivers. Not a cloud to be seen. Good to see. Norbert can have my kids, says Kerem Demiritus. Okay, you heard it here first. Caden Forbes' support's beginning to wane. That's a bit of a shame. Right, a dry race awaits us here in Kota. 5.5 kilometers of absolute roller coaster. Come on. I always hate this bit because there's nothing anybody can do. Now I'm expecting the back half to be on medium tyres. We will see. Tends to be what you find is the 11th downwards part of the grid tend to run with harder tyres, but there's a few people that sometimes throw the dice. Let's have a look. When it gives me the chance. Here we go. Right. Let's see what they've gone for. Well, near enough. Near enough what I thought. As we see, is just is Joe Hannon and Christian Hausman throwing the dice a little bit. We'll see what they can do. So Sam Bean starting in 10th position in the Williams. Floris Valles kicking up a fair amount of dust. Well, he can't be having an engine failure, not as far as I know. This is not how Sam Bean would want to want his championship charge to continue. Although, interestingly, he hasn't seen the top spot of the podium since round 6. round 7, which was Austria. He's seen the podium again, which was Portugal. Hasn't seen it since. So are we seeing a bit of a downturn in Sam Bean's performance? Hopefully not for his fan base, at least. As the field make the way along the back straight. We know this procedure by now. Will Norberto be able to hold off those behind him? 28 laps. Oh, Dylan Warren's joined. Well, that's good of you to join us. Granted, you start from near the tail end of the field. Hopefully he'll be able to improve from the tail end of the pack. Into turn 16 to 18 now. If they would kindly come into camera shot, there we go. Make your predictions on who is going to be on that top step. Seeing a few names popping up. Serious or not, it's good to see. Pastor Maldonado, why not? We'll chuck that one in there. Dylan Warren, says George Morgan. Tom Martinez from Iguay Preciado. Hopefully I've said that somewhere near correct. Well, Sam Corby's car is not ghosted, so he's Dylan's. Dylan's is still ghosted, despite the fact that he was supposedly rejoining the session. Right then. Joe and John Evans, also names coming into the mixture. Mazepin, nice. Sam Corby, yeah, why not? Right. Is it enough qualifying? It is time to get down to business. It is time to wind them up and let them go. Who is going to be bravest on the brakes and who's had a pretty good start already? Norberto cutting off the fast starting Aston Martin of John Evans. Whoa, look at Pedreño on the inside line. The Mercedes bouncing off one another. The ghosting going on was a little bit alarming. Lots of shuffling going on as you tend to get up into turn 1 of COTA. Everybody has so far survived. Has Dylan Warren returned? Yes, he has. That car is slightly less spectral. Good to see. Oh, spoke too soon. That's get-owned off into the dust. The Haas has fallen foul of the opening lap of COTA. But here comes the rest of the field. He's back underway, so no safety car needed. Ferrari leads Aston, leads Merckx, Eduardo, Leo having a look. Oh, it's a spin. Oh, that's Eduardo Leo that spun. Oh my goodness, we've lost. I didn't quite see who that was that disconnected. Oh no, Eduardo is spun. I can't get his car, he keeps moving. Oh no, disaster then for the Red Bull stand-in. Whoa, as we see lots of changing going on. Tom Martinez and Jonas Rutten having an argument. Pedreño and Flores Valles. Luke Smith and Sam Bean. Sam has only managed to gain one position so far. Whoa, as he nearly hustles the AlphaTauri. Right behind him, Joe Hannon in the McLaren, looking to demote the Williams some way. Woohoo! That's a wandering Flores Valles. My goodness me. Right, up at the front, the Ferrari getting some interesting distance, actually. Caden Forbes gets past Jonas Rutten as well for 15th position. You can see on the tower, 7/10 of a second to the good for Norberto. John Evans has got the same again over Sam McBride. Into the pits already comes the spinning Red Bull of Eduardo. Oh dear. Hard tyres on the front and a nose change at a guess. Yep, that's exactly what he has gone for. Dylan Warren has left the session, so his technical issues are still bothering him. At least his car will continue to spin its wheels, hopefully not spin into the dust. Norberto leads Evans, leads McBride, leads Chanakinci. Chanakinci is being hustled at the moment by Antoine Desalewski. Very well, there's lots of very, very close battling going on. That's the view from the Aston on the back of the Merc. And you can see Evans is trying to get close to Norberto. Sam McBride is in danger of losing the DRS to John Evans. Yes, they don't have it at the moment, I'm well aware, but even still, you do not want to be falling out of that second gap already. Everybody else is in a DRS train right the way down to 17th. Jonas Rutten, we've seen him have a few issues already. Oh wow, as the Aston gets very, very close. Sam McBride's in real danger of being hung out to dry here. Luke Smith and Flores Valles having an argument. Side by side for the AlphaTauri and the Haas. Looks like Flores is going to have the inside line for the long right-hander. AlphaTauri can't hold it. Desilewski and Chanakinchi have swapped round down into turn 19. Chan is wide. Here comes Pedreño. Did I see someone flying to the pits? Yes, I did. Sam McBride from third place in the Mercedes has come in. That's very early. My word. What is Sam McBride going to do? Hard tyres. Was that a... yeah, it was a nose change, I think. Just as I cut to the camera crew, I think the camera crew, good grief. The pit crew, I think they were just finishing the nose change. But Antoine Desilewski now up into third place. But he's not got DRS, of course, off the back of John Evans. But he's broken DRS back to Chanakinchi, who's got Ruben Pedreño, the ever-present Duckman, for company. Dylan Warren's rejoined. Nice of you to join us. Gatto has not got back into his rhythm. He's down in 18th position, although he's not too... in fairness, he's not that far off the back of the pack. And he is on the medium tyres, so credit where credit's due. He's not lost colossal amounts of time, unlike the two that have pitted behind him. Oh, there was a bit of a potential change there for fourth position, I think, between Pedreño and Akinci. But Ruben Pedreño trying to close in on Antoine Desilewski, who himself, of course, is trying to close in on the top three. Now the race-winning Aston is obviously looking to make it 2 for 2. Not 2 from 2, the last 2 races, of course. Trying to close in on his teammate, and he's actually inside. Nice run through that final sector to close in enough on John Evans to get DRS. There we go, he's got it. And he's also got the fastest lap, but almost certainly Ruben Pedreño yet to gain DRS. But Chanakinchi just about had it. Flores Valles diving on the inside of turn 1 for 5th position. Can he slow it down? Of course he can. He knows what he's doing. He's done this before. 5th position for the Haas. Nicely done. John Evans is getting very close to the back of the Ferrari now as Dylan Warren and Jonas Rutten continue their battle now that the McLaren is less spectral than he was before. Through 8, through 9. What a great exit there from the Ferrari. Looked like he needed 2 goes at the apex of 10 though. I wonder whether he turned in a tiny bit too early and had to pull out of that. Desilewski right there in that mixture as well. So the top 3 beginning to break away. Ruben Pedreño a bit on his own now. Flores Valles doesn't have DRS. That's John Evans going for the move. Down into turn 12. The Aston leads the way. As Chanakinchi and Luke Smith have an argument for 6th position. We can see on the tower the Mercedes side by side with the AlphaTauri. Sam Bean right behind them, looking to try and... he's taking his time. He doesn't need to rush. There's no pressure on Sam to win. Podium will do. But his results of the last few races haven't been brilliant. But he doesn't need to do anything silly. He doesn't need to try and banzai on the inside. In comes Chanakinchi then to ditch the soft tyres. That's the view from third place. Antoine Desilewski on the back of the Ferrari, who's keeping John Evans for company, as we can see. Come on, Joe, is the last message I can see. There's Chanakinchi onto the medium tyres for the Mercedes. That's stretching it a bit, but it's probably what the medium is capable of. The circuit seems a bit tyre hungry for that, in my opinion, but these guys know what they're doing. And Chanakinchi is going to come out just ahead of his teammate, actually. Oh, he ghosted Sam McBride. That's who we lost earlier on. So it's actually Eduardo Leo that is going to be keeping Chanakinchi at the company. Eduardo's keeping Chan in company at the back of the field. Take those words and rearrange them. You know what I mean. There's Flores Valles trying to do something against it. Ruben Pedreño. Sam Corby from starting at the back of the field now up to 13th position, demoting Caden Forbes. A fairly straightforward DRS move along that back straight, you can argue. Because the medium runners trying to make their tyres stretch as long as they can, so they can go onto lovely, soft, sticky tyres towards the tail end of the race. Let's keep an eye on Antoine, who's got 1.5 seconds now between himself and Pedreño. So he's under no pressure behind. Again, he needed a couple of goes at the apex for turn 19. As Gedon has now gotten ahead of Jonas Rutin. Jonas is struggling a bit. It's a bit of a shame. Qualified in the midfield and sadly has gone backwards in the Red Bull since, but is pressing on nonetheless. It's a difficult field to be part of, in fairness, to jump straight into it. So I mean no disrespect there at all. The helicam doesn't quite work there, unfortunately. The top three are a little bit too spread out for that, but a good effort nonetheless, auto camera. If there was a way of triggering the helicam, I don't know what it is. There we go. There's our top three. Aston, Ferrari, Aston. Just saw Ruben Pedreño towards the tail end of it. And there he is. That's what 1.3 seconds looks like in these cars. Now this is where that gap is going to improve. So Ruben doing a fairly good job of trying to keep that gap where it is. Of course, it's going to extend here because the top two of the top three have DRS. John Evans not feeling the need to defend the inside line, coming down into 12. Whoa, Flores Valles! Wow, big move on Ruben Pedreño for the Haas. Rather took me by surprise. So look at that, like half a second. It was around about 1.3 when they entered that back straight. It was 1.8 by the time Flores Valles took that fourth position coming through turn 12. So that's how effective the DRS is along that back straight. As Eduardo Leo and Chanakinchi continue their argument for wooden spoon avoidance at the back of the field. So have a look slightly further down the field. Christian Hausmann at the back of this particular train. Johanan right ahead of him. Sam Bean, championship leader. Oh, and Caden Forbes is the first to get onto the penalty board. That's track limits. Easily done here at Kota. Still just about hanging on to DRS to the back of Sam Corby. 2 seconds now, the gap between Desilewski and what is now Flores Valles. And our faithful Duck has not let go of the back of Flores. Working the way through 7, 8, and 9 now. That gap, unless the top three really fight hard, that gap is only ever going to increase, unfortunately. As fast as these guys are, they're just not going to be able to close that down without DRS assistance. Desilewski, is he going to look to try and do something? Oh, we've got trouble further down. I think that's Forbes. Oh, yeah, that's Caden Forbes. He's missing quite a significant part of his nose. There we go. What on earth did he hit? Not entirely certain. He might have... Well, it looks like Dylan Warren's car is ghosted, so I don't think he'd hit him. But that's a pit lane visit then for the Alfa Romeo. His day not getting any better. Top three still fighting their merry battle. 2.2 seconds now. And so, oh, Dylan Warren has joined. Nice of you to join us. I'm not meaning disrespect. He's clearly having a technical trouble of some description. Whoa, as we see, there was Luke Smith who was going a little wide through 17. Oh, who was that jumping in? That was Ruben Pedreño. And also Sam Bean, and that's Sam Corby now with his name on the penalty board. Not even 10 laps done, and we're seeing penalties coming up. That just underlines how difficult it is to stay on the straight and narrow. Medium tyres for Pedreño. Sam Bean is in as well. Medium tyres for the Williams. Fairly straightforward. 8 laps-ish on the softs, so hazarding a guess around 15, 16 for the mediums. Probably about 23 or so for the hards. That's a very rough guess. Oh, Flores now. Chancing his arm too much. That was done at turn 10, where he got the final warning. And his name on the penalty board. Trouble in sector 2. No one's stationary, so not sure who that is. On board was Sam Corby, but I can't see anybody stationary. So Caden is in. Well, so he's back out now, but now down into last. The wooden spoon at the moment going his way. Anyone not familiar with that phrase, that basically means that's the person that finishes last, as that's Dylan Warren probably rejoining us, hence why all the gaps in the tower have vanished. That will sort itself out. Yellow sector 2. No one stationary again. Someone running wide at turn 10. Oh, that's Luke Smith. That's all over the back of Flores Valles. So Flores has fended off one AlphaTauri. He's now got the other one for company. As Eduardo Leo and Chanakinchi continue their argument for 17th. Oh, now what's going on with the top three? That's Norberto in the pits. That's what's going on with those two. Those three, rather. So Norberto, Flores Valles, Luke Smith and Christian Houtsman have all come in to jump onto the medium tyres. So the front medium runner now up to 4th, which is Louis Welch. The Aston pair are running off into the distance at the moment. Let's have a look at Louis Welch. There he is. Comparatively no man's land. He's not getting nor giving DRS to anybody. In the Alpine, his teammate Tom Martinez right behind him. Through turn 10 they come. Actually, Louis is closing in on Joe Hannon, so those soft tyres have had enough. That's a Ferrari round. It's Sam Corby. Oh dear, it is. Day going from bad to disastrous. What? It's a good thing they ghost when they do that. That could have been nasty for Dylan Warren, who's just rejoined us, actually. Of course, having disconnect after disconnect. But that's going to put Sam down into 10th position. You know, again, I think that's somebody running wide. Probably Jonas or Eduardo Leo, it looked like. Nothing immediately to worry about. As we see just at the bottom of the shot, that was Norberto and Dylan Warren swapping around. Well, no, that argument continuing. The McLaren now having the inside line for turn 13. Having none of that, he says, and maintains his 7th position. No, try again, sunshine. My tyres are a lot younger than yours. Get out of it. The Ferrari can have the outside line. McLaren's saying, come on then, you think you're hard enough? I'll have a go at this. As Joe Hannon has gone into the bits, Gadone has left the session. Oh, that's wide for the McLaren. Roberto's like, yeah, what did you expect? In comes the other Ferrari. That's Sam Corby coming in. And 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's parked his car. That's a bit of a shame in a way, as we see Dylan Warren having a go at Norberto down into turn 1. I think Sam could have probably gained a decent position, despite the fact that he was having a bit of a mare. But well, a shame, but that is his decision. Well, the first retiree of the night being Sam Corby. So the only soft runners still left are John Evans and Antoine Desilewski, still continuing on their merry way. 5.2 seconds now ahead of Louis Welch and Tom Martinez. Tom 1.6 off the back of his teammate, and now Janik Ginchi on the penalty board. Oh, now that looked like John Evans actually defending. I thought for a second he was actually letting Antoine go, but no, they're having a good old scrap for the race lead at the moment. That's not going to help you, gentlemen. I mean, carry on by all means. Oh, no, but the Ferrari-McLaren argument's still going on. Now, this time they brought some friends with them. Ruben Pedreño is wanting to have a go at it as well. That's the view from the freshly reshot AlphaTauri. Oh, that's deep for Dylan Warren. Well, that put an end to that one. That's down at turn 13. He's the McLaren going for a bit of an explore. I thought so. John Evans has come in. That's going to hang Antoine Desilewski out to dry, really. What they should have done was swap round, and so Anton could have gotten a bit of breathing space before John Evans come in. Easy enough for me to say from the commentary box. So Louis Welch then, the lead medium runner still, has extended the gap back to his teammate Tom Martinez, who's having a great scrap with Jack Laverty, who really struggled in qualifying. And Sam Bean, well, there he is. 8th position at the moment, new fastest lap on the board. We'll see if that stays that way. John Evans has come out ahead of Sam Bean. Just a couple of cars up the road, actually. And there is Ruben Pedreño and John Evans. So Sam Bean, a couple of laps older tyres, but his tyres up to temperature properly. He won't be able to do anything against John Evans at the moment. But like we say, he doesn't really have to. Just has to keep it clean and make sure he doesn't throw it into the wall. Well, the walls are a long way away from the track in most areas. Oh, that's Jack Laverty and swapping around with Tom Martinez. That's a DRS overtake on the back straight down into turn 12. Fairly straightforward for those two. Assumedly, Antoine's going to come in. Oh, that's John Evans having a go at Norberto. Exactly the same place down in turn 12. Ooh, steady, Norberto. You don't want to be slamming into the back of the Aston. It does seem that Sam's not really got too much pace on this particular track. A little bit of a wiggle from Luke Smith. Antoine is in. He didn't really have a choice. That's going to hand the lead over to Louis Welch. Starting on the medium tyres, as we can see. Where is that going to put the second Aston? Dylan Warren now on the penalty board. Oh, that's going to put Antoine right in the middle of this big pack of cars that's just coming down the start finish line, right behind Sam Bean. Whoa, Sam, well anticipated. Left some racing room on the inside line coming into turn 1, and Flores is through. So that's 9th for Antoine. And John Evans now up to 4th, having overtaken his teammate. Now, bearing in mind, they're right with one another. Caden with another penalty on the board. What is his penalty count now? 6 seconds. Nicely done. Flores, well, he didn't want to be outdone. He decided to join Caden in the 6-second club. So John Evans with the effective race lead at the moment. It really depends how the older medium tyres do. Get Owned has had trouble again. He's down in 14th. Antoine has already dispatched. My goodness, look at that. That's right. That was not even halfway down the back straight. And Antoine had already dispatched Flores Valles. What a great effort there in the second Aston Martin. My word, that was a lovely move. Chanakinchi getting past the ghosted Get Owned. Who should we have a look at? It's a good problem to have when you've got a lot of people you could look at. Luke Smith is a couple of tenths off the back of Flores Valles now. That's the view from the back of this particular train. Actually, beg your pardon, that is the view from the back of the train. Dylan Warren just about hanging on to DRS range to the pack that leads him up to 4th position at the moment. The top 3 are rather minding their own business. Louis Welch leading the way by 2.8 seconds over Jack Laverty and the second of the Alpines of Tom Martinez. Rather minding their own business. You can hear the next pack being led by John Evans. 7.5 tenths separating himself and the Ferrari he dispatched last time around. So John Evans means business. He is really pressing on. Jack Laverty now with a penalty on the board. Where is Jack? He's in 2nd. So that's going to really hurt his potential progress. It does rather, of course, depend on... Oh, bit of a slide there for John Evans. It really does depend on the penalty count for everybody else as to whether that's going to hurt Jack or not. Get Owned is desync. That's why he's continually disconnecting, or why he's having trouble. That's a shame. That is a great shame indeed. John Evans is really hitting that gap between himself and Tom Martinez. He continues to work his way through that 3rd sector. You can probably see, not quite, not from that shot, but you will be able to see Tom Martinez and Jack Laverty very, very soon. Through 16, 17, 18, now turn 19. This has caught quite a few people out. Oh, really close to the orange curb. As Jonas Rutten and Caden Forms have an argument further down the field. There, you can now see 2nd and 3rd in his sights. Norberto with the fastest lap. So the Ferrari behind John Evans has not given up on proceedings either. Sam up to 7th. Well, Samuel Bean. There's 2 Sams, I should... well, there were 3, but there's 2 left. So it should be a little more clear on which Sam I'm referring to. Samuel Bean really struggling to keep up with Ruben Pedreño. But on he goes nonetheless. Keeping Antoine Desilewski behind him. We'll see what he does. With a 35-point advantage, Sam Bean just has to finish well. Doesn't have to finish first, just has to do fairly well, not lose too many points to John Evans or Tom Martinez to take the championship home with 3 rounds, including this one remaining of the season. Oh, there we go. That's Antoine Desilewski having a go at the Williams down into turn 12. Nicely done. Cut back from Samuel Bean, but that's going to put the Williams on the outside line. Never usually going to work too well. Nicely done. That is 7th position for the second Aston. So Flores Valles and Luke Smith still in this particular fight. John Evans has really cut that gap down now. 3 seconds between himself. He just saw Tom Martinez go out of the shot. And now Norberto with a 3-second penalty. Well, that's going to take the pressure off of John Evans for the time being. Is that Norberto's second? No, it isn't. It's his first one. Wrong button. Desilewski gets the fastest lap, so he is chasing hard after Ruben Pedreño as Houseman and Eduardo. Well, I thought they were having an argument, but no, that is Christian Houseman after only a few laps coming into the pits. So that assumedly is for a new nose cone on Flores again. That's 9 seconds now. New nose? Yep. New nose for Christian Hausmann. Also, that's Ghettone's Ghost coming in. Well, Tom Martinez is going to be very, very popular very, very soon. Now, I hazard a guess it was around about 15 laps or so that the mediums will go for. Certainly the starting tyres will go for. We will see if I'm anywhere near. I'm usually not. I'm usually miles off. 2 seconds now. John Evans behind this particular pack. Tom Martinez now makes them pretty conclusively on the lead Williams. So at the moment it's an Alpine 1-2, but that isn't going to last too much longer. Tom Martinez hoping that Jack Laverty is going to be able to keep that rampaging pack behind him. Well, good luck with that. I mean, no disrespect to Jack Laverty, but his tyres are down to rubber bands by now. And that pack behind is being led by championship contender John Evans. The lead Alpine's not in. What about Tom? Is he coming in? Nope. And neither is Jack Laverty. So John Evans is a lap away from DRS now. Probably actually might be half a lap. Oh, and now Eduardo is on the penalty board. We're going to have more drivers with penalties than without at this rate. Medium going to the pitch 17 to 19. Yeah, decent shout. Or medium starters, of which there are only 4 left, I think. That would be Louis Welch, Tom Martinez, Jack Laverty, and Dylan Warren. So we'll see, of course, the 2 Alpines up front can't pit. Well, they can pit together, but it's going to really muller the second one. Caden Forbes still having an argument with Jonas Rutter. Ghosty cars around them. We could actually watch from... No, wrong car. There we go. Oh, Jonas is disconnected. That's probably why. So these cars are just driving through one another. That's not desync. Don't adjust your sets. Don't adjust your sets. That's showing my age somewhat. Is there going to be more shuffling going on up here? Lots of cars still very, very close together. Oh, Ruben Pedreno nearly running into the back of Antoine Desilewski. It's a very unusual night tonight. I'm not struggling with anyone's names. I'm sure there's someone's name I'm not getting right. But there we go. Tom Martinez now is the lead of this particular pack. As Luke Smith is... Whoa, Flores, where are you going? Flores has had enough. He's gone to find a hot dog out in the spectator stands. It is America, after all. Martinez then leads a pack from second down to 11th. As Ghetone and Caden Forms are swapping around again. That's the view from Jack Laverty. Ooh, now then, John Evans has got his mirrors full of Ferrari right now. So he can't just concentrate on those ahead. He's going to be willing the 2 ahead of him. Well, for him, the 3 ahead of him, but certainly the Martinez and Laverty to be getting into the pits this time around. At least he would have probably wanted them to come in last time. So it's going to be between Tom Martinez and Louis Welch on which one of the 2 Alpines come in first. I mean, if I were them, I'd let Tom pit first, and already John's not waiting for the pit stops, and quite rightly, he can't. With that Ferrari ready to go. In fairness, Desilewski right behind. Interesting. No big push from John Evans as Jack Laverty's flown past Tom Martinez. Oh, no impact between Evans and Martinez. Oh, no. Well, that's given the Alpine a bit of a burst of speed, which is used immediately to try and get past Tom Martinez. But that, hopefully, isn't too much damage to the front of the Aston. Then cuts back underneath. Oh, this is getting really, really nasty. Let's get on board with Desilewski. Laverty and Evans side by side. Going through 16 to 18. John Evans with the fresh tyres does an outside manoeuvre around Jack Laverty. Louis still hasn't come in. In comes Laverty and in comes Martinez. Oh no! As Desilewski slammed into the back of the Ferrari of Norberto. Oh my goodness, this is getting it's getting a little scrappy, but my goodness. That could be wing damage for both of the Astons. Whoa! That's you missed that. You aren't slowing that down in a month of Sundays. Well, unsurprisingly, Norberto cut back underneath Antoine Desilewski as Martinez and Laverty come back out on the soft tyres. And Chanakinchi is in again. And he's out. He's retiring his Mercedes. He's had enough. Second retirement of the day. Ooh, now it's getting spicy up front. As Desilewski is lost out to Luke Smith. Ooh, that's getting close. That's Sam Bean that's going past him as well. I wouldn't be surprised if there's damage to Antoine Desilewski's front wing. We did see the impact. Here comes Flores Fires as well. DRS for the three of them. Here comes Flores Fires. It's going to be an easy move on the Aston. Is he going to try and banzai the Williams? Yes, he does, sort of. Big lockup from Sam Bean. Flores had to take avoiding action there. He took a bit too much curb. Nudges the back of the Williams. That's Samuel Bean up to 5th position now. But Flores is really hustling hard. Oh, tries to cut back underneath the Williams. I couldn't quite tell if there was impact between the two. It's right on board with Desilewski now. Sam Bean retakes that 5th position on the inside line going through 16. Oh, look at the understeer in Desilewski. Lewis Welch come in. Surely Desilewski's got to come in and get rid of that front wing. In he comes. That car just does not want to turn, which is painful here at COTA. Oh no, a potential podium, I'd say, for Desilewski is gone in the blink of an eye. My goodness me. So now it's Evans Norberto from Luke Smith, the top 3. Samuel Bean up to 4th now. Bear in mind, he's been at the bottom end of the top 10 all day long, and now is staring at a potential podium. I mean, what Samuel Bean would particularly like is if John Evans had an incident and fell out the top 10, but one step at a time. John has been absolutely flying all night long. We'll see how he does. There he is now, 2.3 seconds clear of Norberto at least, heading into the back straight. Where is Martinez? There he is. Freshly reshod Alpine. So the Alpines are pretty much where they were pre-pissed about, and with a chasing Williams, as Norberto's lost that 2nd place to Luke Smith coming down into turn 12. Sam Bean's got a great ringside seat for the battle ahead of him. Flores Fire is just about hanging on to DRS, or maybe not quite, to the Williams. Now, if he manages to stay... Caden. How many is that now? 9 seconds on the board for him. It's not a score. There's no high score table for that. He's down in 17th now, unfortunately. Freshly reshod onto soft tyres for Caden Forbes. Yeah, Flores Fires, that was the wrong button. Now, Flores Fires is really... He's got DRS there, but he needs it for the back straight if he really wants to get involved in this podium battle. Fastest lap changing hands to the soft shod runners. And that's not really a surprise. Of which he's being led by Louis Welch on the back of Dylan Warren. His tyres must be absolutely screaming. He hasn't changed his starting tyres yet. Goodness me. That McLaren must feel like an absolute boat at the moment. So Louis Welch looking to try and dispatch the McLaren. Is he going to wait or is he going to banzai? And Dylan Warren doesn't even hesitate. And you can't really blame him. One, he doesn't want to give DRS to his opponent. But two, Dylan's got no defence. In his Sam McBride, unfortunately, he's had issues all night. Oh, Norberto has gotten ahead of Luke Smith down in turn 12 again. It is one of the most popular overtaking spots. Sam Bean, there he is in the Williams, and Flores Vias, he's gaining on them. There he is in the Haas. So he's going to make this a 4-car conga line. Joe Hannon and Ruben Pedreño having an argument for 6th position. Eduardo Leo on those hard tyres, amazingly, up into 8th. Decent effort there. So where did that put Dylan Warren? Is he going to drive these tyres until they explode? Nope, he is coming in. He didn't fancy putting his... Well, I mean, somebody in chat said 19 to 20 laps, 17 to 19 laps, and that wasn't far off. So, good estimate there. Soft run, but you've lost a lot of time there, Dylan. At least you don't need a new front wing. Antoine with the new fastest lap, but he's down in what is now 12th, having just got past Dylan Warren. Up into turn 1, 10 seconds behind Jack Laverty, so this race not going well for Desilewski after having having had to have his nose changed. Look at this. Battle for second. Alberto, Luke Smith, Samuel Bean, and Floris Valles. Floris a little too far back to do anything about it. Samuel Bean and Luke Smith, both with DRS, chasing off after the Ferrari. Any movement down into turn 12? Not this time. 8 laps to go. Here at Kota, Jonas Rutten having to pit again. As Laverty and Martinez swapping around. Yep, you guessed it. That's turn 12. Williams now ahead of the Alpine. Expect there to be a fair amount of fighting going on there for a while. Now there is Louis Welch in 9th. Surely he's going to be able to dispatch the hard-shod Red Bull fairly easily. Again, no disrespect meant to Eduardo, but there's no way he's going to be able to hold back a freshly reshot Alpine on soft tyres with 18-lap-old hards. Or if you do, it'll be some, shall we say, unorthodox driving going on. There we go. And he doesn't even try. And again, you can't blame him. Not realistically in the fight. He's a reserve driver anyway, is Eduardo. He's done a pretty good job. Oh, that's Desalewski with a warning. And Desalewski's in the pits again. That's why he's retired his car. He could have still got points, I think. But he's had enough. It's another retirement. 3 down. 17 cars remain. So, John Evans leads by 4 seconds, still turning right into left-handers. Floris Valles on the back of a 4-car train. Yellow in sector 1, that's Antoine's ghosted car. And again, Floris Valles just not close enough. Sam Bean having a look from 3 miles back. We're going to make that work. My goodness me, the AlphaTauri nearly embedded in the diffuser of the Ferrari. And down into turn 12. And then right behind Johanan and Ruben Pedreño in their argument for 6th position now. If this forced squabble for the next 7 laps, that could easily bring the next 2 right into contention. We will see. Louis Welch has unsurprisingly gotten ahead of Eduardo, exactly as I was saying. 2.3 seconds to close down to the pair I was just talking about, Johanan and Floris. Goodness me. How many is that now? 12? 15 for Floris Valles. He's going for a high score. It's not Pokemon. You don't collect them all. Dear oh dear. But pressing on nonetheless. He's a reserve driver, so probably doesn't really care too much about the penalty count, but that is going to drop him down into racing next week. And Dylan Warren now on the penalty board. Anyone else? Pretty much as he does that, he gets the fastest lap as well. Nicely done. You have a penalty. You have a penalty. Everybody gets a penalty. So how many cars have got penalties? 4, 5, 6, 7. So not quite halfway yet. A couple more and we'll be right there. 6 to go here at Kota. John Evans continuing to build his lead. Samuel Bean will not be champion if the race finishes the way it is now. But if he continues to finish in those positions, he should still get... He still basically needs to finish in about the top 4 or 5 each time around. No, sorry, he can finish 4th this time, but he can't continue to do so. He would need to get podiums in at least the last 2. So, championship fight is not concluded yet. Whoa, that looked like a bit of a slide there from Floris and the Haas. Who should we have a look at? Now, Johanan is closing in. And he's dragging Pedreño with him. And wow, Luke Welch is flying. Luke Welch, Louis Welch. Good grief, mixing up player names. Yep, Luke Welch and Louis Smith. Distant cousins, twice removed. Pressing on. 5 to go. At that rate, Louis Welch could get involved in the pack ahead of him. It really depends how much life he's taken out of the softs. And Norberto can only really hope to defend. That's the wrong camera. Never mind that. And Johanan is in DRS range now. Can he hold on to it to the detection point? Don't ask me what that is. I can't remember. Oh, I don't think he's going to have it this time around. I can't actually remember. I think the detection point's earlier in the race. Earlier in the race? Earlier in the lap. I knew what I meant. No. Oh, yes, it is. He did get it as Caden Forbes is in the pits. How many stops have you had? Oh, this is his third. Caden Forbes in the pits again. Give him his due. He hasn't given up. I give him his due there. Martinez, if I can get the right car. There we go. Just as I say that, he's parked it. Caden Forbes is retirement number 4 from this race. As we see Tom Martinez and Jack Laverty swap round. What happened to Antoine Desalewski? He decided to integrate his car into another and broke his front wing. A denotion there. Thank you very much, Carter Lundy. Caden Forbes, your idol. I'm sure you'll be happy to know that. Look at that. So Eduardo Leo is now the back of another 3-second penalty. I think Flores has given up on track limits entirely. Oh, that's Caden's Ghost. Hopefully that's not going to cause issues. As it parked itself on the inside of turn 3. I think that's where Antoine's car came to rest. How he outbraked himself and he hit the back of, I think it was Norberto, as Dylan Warren has decided he's had enough. He's parked that one in the pit lane. That's retirement number 5. We lose a McLaren. And he's gone. Well, who do we look at? Louis Welch is who we look at. Oh, it's nearly pushing Ruben Pedreño. Great opportunity for Louis Welch to really climb up the field now. DRS open for this entire pack. Ruben Pedreño has defended the inside line coming down to 12. That's going to force Louis Welch to go to the outside line. There goes Joe Hannon on the inside of Floris Valles. Oh, Louis Welch is battering his way, or trying to beat the duck. I'm sorry, Ruben. You're not going to live that down and hurry. Oh, he planned that one. He planned that one very, very nicely. And right behind, Eduardo Leo's trying to follow suit. Oh, that's brave from the hard-shot Red Bull. Can he make it stick with worn hard tyres on the outside? He does. I think it's the inside line for 19. That's a great move from the Red Bull there. That's brilliant stuff. But Louis Welch is still pressing on. 3 laps remain here in Circuit of the Americas. Is he going to try and banzai that one on the inside? Oh, yeah, he does. Big move, just about slows the Alpine down. And Floris Valles has lost another one. Eduardo Leo is making those knackered hard tyres work somehow. My goodness. Wow. John now 5.3 seconds ahead of the chasing pack. Eduardo, 3 seconds on the penalty board, is going to drop him out of the podium positions. So that is going to give Sam Bean third at the moment. But there's still 2.5 laps to go. And really anything can happen at this point. Luke Smith, there he goes. In the AlphaTauri. Easy manoeuvre on Roberto Sambin right there. Joe Hannon having dispatched of Floris Valles. There he is in the McLaren. Jack Laverty adds to his penalty count in 10th place. Yeah, why not? Didn't want to be left out. Didn't want Floris to have all the honours. As the Duck and Floris Valles have swapped rounds. I think Floris's tyres are crying enough. Probably from all the rubbish he's picking up from all the off tracks he's having. Ah, wrong button again. Two to go. I'm keeping an eye on Louis Welch, who now up to 6th. Pack of 4 right ahead of him. Being led by the one with the penalty. You are joking! No! 2 laps from the end and my game crashes. No, 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 no. How dare you? No, 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 no. You are having a laugh. I don't believe this. No! Good grief. 2 laps from the end and the game decides, no, you're not having a stream. Or not seeing how the stream's going to end. Yeah, you and me both there, Luke. I was keen to see how Luke, in particular, Louis was going to finish in particular. Can I rejoin? I'm just going to try. No, I used up my invite earlier on. Oh, that is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. And I can't rejoin, unfortunately. I am not able to rejoin the session, probably because it's too close to the end. Oh, that's annoying. That is very annoying. Well, unfortunately, I can't bring you the end of that, which was shaping up to be rather interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, I am terribly sorry, but that was absolutely outside of my control, and I cannot rejoin. So I'm afraid we have no idea when it's going to end. For those of you that are able to see either other driver streams, please do head over to theirs, as I'm now going to have to sign off. I can't expect you lovely people to stay until the race is done, until the drivers are ready for interviews, which is a bit of a shame for them as well, but I can't expect you guys to hang around forever. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board. Thank you very much to all of our drivers for putting on a fantastic show for as long as my stream held. Oh my goodness me. Next week is a break week. It is esports week next time around, so we will not be here. So no good tuning in for next week, as keen as you lovely, lovely people are. So let me just remind myself where we are next time around. It is in Baku, was it? I'm having to remind myself on what the schedule was. I'm very sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but yes, Azerbaijan on the 1st and 2nd of December. So we will be back in 2 weeks' time for the penultimate round here at season 29 for PSGL F2. Please do come back and join us. I will see if I can beat and bludgeon this game into behaving itself and doing as it's told. Until then, have a good, be safe. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Until then, thank you very much, and